Welcome to this new lesson of the course, Self-Publishing with GenBookAI. Write and publish your book with AI. We have already covered the construction of the plot, the development of characters, settings and narrative arcs, but now we focus on a fundamental aspect for any writer, the writing style and their narrative voice. The voice of a writer is what distinguishes him from all the others. It is the way in which you tell your story, the style you adopt, the tone you use. A study by Harvard University has shown that readers tend to connect more with texts that have a coherent and personal style, compared to those written with an anonymous or too artificial style. In this lesson, you will learn what it means to have a writing style and why it is important, the main narrative styles and how to choose the one that best suits your story, techniques to develop and refine your personal voice, common mistakes to avoid when finding your own style. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to apply your own unique and recognizable narrative style, making your writing more natural and engaging for readers. What is writing style and why is it so important? Writing style is the way an author chooses to tell his story. It includes tone, rhythm, word choice, and sentence structure. It defines the way the reader perceives and experiences your book. It makes your way of writing unique and recognizable. Example: J.K. Rowling has a descriptive and immersive style, which transports the reader into the magical world of Harry Potter. Ernest Hemingway uses a dry and direct style, with short and impactful sentences. Stephen King mixes detailed narration with a conversational tone, making the reader part of the story. Developing your own style is essential to stand out in the world of self-publishing. Different narrative styles and how to choose the right one. There are different narrative styles, each with specific characteristics. Let's see the main ones. 1. Descriptive style. Use detailed descriptions to create vivid images, perfect for fantasy, historical stories, atmospheric literature. Example: the sun filtered through the autumn leaves, painting the ground with golden spots. 2. Minimalist style. Use short and simple sentences without superfluous descriptions. Perfect for noir, thrillers, and contemporary fiction. Example: it was raining. He was waiting. The cigarette was finished. 3. Poetic or lyrical style. Use evocative language and powerful metaphors. Perfect for literary fiction and emotionally intense stories. Example: his words were a raging river, overwhelming, unstoppable. 4. Conversational style. Use an informal conversational tone. Perfect for memoirs, young adult, humorous novels. Example: okay, so I spilled coffee everywhere. Again, great. Choosing the right style depends on the genre of the book and the audience you are addressing. How to develop your own writing style. 1. Read different authors and analyze their style. Notice how they use words, construct sentences, and create atmosphere. 2. Write every day and experiment. Try different styles, change the tone, play with the length of sentences. 3. Be yourself and write naturally. Don't try to copy another author. The reader can tell if a style is forced. 4. Use point of view to define the narrative voice. The narrator influences the style. A first person will be more personal, a third person more detached. Example: first person narrator, colloquial. I didn't feel like going out, but then I saw the rain and changed my mind. Third person narrator, formal. Luca watched the rain, unsure whether to go out or not. The more you write, the more natural and authentic your style will become. Common mistakes to avoid in finding your style. 1. Being too imitative. Reading is useful, but copying another writer's style can make your voice sound artificial. 2. Using too complex or refined words. Overly elaborate language can feel heavy. 3. Constantly changing styles. A book must have consistency in style, otherwise the reader feels disoriented. Maintaining a personal and consistent style is the key to a successful book. Practical exercise. Write a short paragraph of your story in 2 different styles: descriptive version, minimalist version. Compare the 2 and choose which one best reflects your narrative voice. Lesson summary. Today we learned the importance of writing style in fiction, the main narrative styles and their characteristics, how to develop an authentic and personal voice, common mistakes to avoid when developing style. We've explored how to structure a story, develop memorable characters, create immersive settings, and find your own writing style. Now it's time to hone your book through self-editing. Self-editing is where you transform a rough manuscript into a polished, fluid, publication-ready text. A University of Iowa study found that well-edited books significantly increase reader engagement and the likelihood of positive reviews. In this lesson, you will learn the importance of self-editing and why it is essential for every author. The stages of self-editing, from structural revision to grammatical correction. Tools and techniques to improve your text effectively. Common mistakes to avoid compromising the quality of the book. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to improve your manuscript with professional self-editing, ensuring a smooth and engaging reading experience for your readers. What is self-editing and why is it essential? Self-editing is the phase in which the author reviews and improves his/her manuscript before sending it to an editor or publishing it. It allows you to correct structural, grammatical, and stylistic errors. It makes the narrative clearer, more engaging and coherent. It avoids negative criticism due to typos or inconsistencies. Example: an author publishes a book without proper self-editing and receives negative reviews for grammatical errors and plot inconsistencies. Another author, however, spends time revising and receives excellent ratings for the quality of the text. Good editing can make the difference between a book that is appreciated and one that is ignored. The 3 fundamental phases of self-editing. 1. Structural revision, the heart of the story. In this phase, we analyze the plot, the coherence, and the pacing of the story. Is the conflict clear and well developed? Is the protagonist's narrative arc coherent? Are there parts of the story that are too slow or unnecessary? Structural review techniques. Plot map. Reread each chapter and check if each scene has a clear narrative function. Eliminate unnecessary scenes. If a scene adds nothing to the plot or characters, remove it. Example of a common mistake. A novel introduces a secondary character who appears in only 2 scenes and does not affect the story. This slows down the pace and confuses the reader. 2. Style review, writing flow. In this phase, we work on clarity, rhythm, and coherence of the narrative style. Are the sentences fluent and free of repetition? Is the tone of the text consistent? Are there passages that are too descriptive or too synthetic? Style review techniques. Read aloud. If a sentence sounds unnatural, it probably needs rewriting. Vary. Sentence length. A good mix of short and long sentences makes for more interesting reading. Avoid unnecessary adverbs and adjectives. Replace ranse veloce with sperato for more precise language. Example of a common mistake. It was a dark and stormy night, with lightning splitting the sky and the wind howling. Too wordy. Review. Lightning split the sky while the wind howled in the night. More incisive and impactful. 3. Correcting misprints and grammatical errors. This step is essential to eliminate typos, typing errors, and grammatical problems. Are the verb tenses consistent? Are there any typing or punctuation errors? Do the dialogues comply with the formatting rules? Useful tools for proofreading. Grammarly and Antidote. perfect for identifying grammatical errors and typos. Scrivener, to organize and edit the text effectively. GenBookAI, for an assisted revision based on AI. Example of a common mistake. She told him she wanted to go to the beach. He said, "We're going tomorrow." Correct? She told him she wanted to go to the beach. He said, "We're going tomorrow." Common mistakes to avoid in self-editing. 1. Not taking breaks between writing and proofreading. After you finished your book, wait a few days before starting to edit. 2. Relying only on automatic correctors software helps, but it's no substitute for a careful human eye. 3. Cutting too much or too little. Some authors cut out important parts, others keep unnecessary passages. Effective self-editing requires balance and attention to detail. Practical exercise. Take a chapter of your book and apply the 3 phases of self-editing. Read and correct the structure. Improve the style by making the sentences flow more smoothly. Correct typos and grammatical errors. Read the chapter before and after self-editing. You will notice a huge difference. Lesson summary. Today we learned the importance of self-editing to improve the quality of a book. The 3 phases of self-editing: structural revision, style revision, and grammatical correction. Useful tools to refine the text before publication. Common mistakes to avoid in the editing phase. In the next module, we will see how to prepare your book for publication on different self-publishing platforms. Question for you. What is the most common mistake you have found in your manuscript while self-editing? Write it in the comments. Thanks for following this lesson. See you next time.